Yes, I built the track base here. No, this is not part 4 of doing the track base. And yes, this is a video on how to make a lift gate. But before we get to that, my name is David and welcome to H.P.T Powertrain. So how you like this 4-foot radius here? It's a 48-inch radius here and a 48 inches radius on the other side, which makes an 8-foot diameter. Huge ass radius. What? By the way, it's real easy to do. Since I didn't film the base, I'll show you how to make those giant radiuses. Come with me. So basically what you do, you put your piece of plywood onto a stand here, or a seahorse, or whatever, a sawhorse, or whatever you have to support your 4x8 sheet of plywood, okay? Then, in my case, it was a 48-inch radius. So what I did, I put this slightly larger than 48 piece of strip plywood. I drilled a hole on 48, of course, from where the screws at, and back up, from where the screws at, and drilled a hole on 48. And of course you need it wide enough to house your track. 48 is the middle, and you go about 1.5 inches from the hole here, 1.5 inches from the hole here, and that makes your shoulders for the track. Put your pencil in, adjust your plywood to what you want, and scribe out your mark. So basically that gets you an idea on how you make your radiuses. At least for me, that's how I do them. Pretty cool, huh? So folks, that's just me showing you how I do my radiuses, how I mark them out and everything else. Everything you see on this channel is how I do it. Of course, you got your own way to do it. Just like everybody has their own signature way. Opinions are opinions. The way you do something is the way you do something. It all resonates with you. So with that being said, if you're new in the hobby, folks, do not get caught up on professional videos. Do not get caught up on that. Do not get caught up on these big YouTubers and big professional videos that tell you need to do this a certain way, or tell you need to do a track plan a certain way, or this a certain way. And folks, it's not that serious. It's only a model railroad. It's not the real world here. It's not real life. It's just what pleases you and resonates with you. So remember that, folks. Let me move on from that situation and get started with this lift gate. Catch you on the flip side. Here you can see how it's not that flimsy actually, okay, and it connects in here where I split it, but you see a line marked here. So in order for this to swing up, we're going to need to put a base on the bottom connecting to the part that's not going to move, coming into this line. So it's going to be some kind of 2x4 support here, so it actually supports good on here and into this leg, so nothing moves, and it comes past the line, so this can go ahead and screw down onto it. I'm going to split this on the line and create a hinge, okay, and I'm going to create the hinge using some wood. We're not going to create the hinge using hinges or anything else. We're going to use wood and get everything tight, tolerance fit, so this works. So let's cut two 2x4s on both ends and get started. Okay, so we made it this far. Went ahead and put a clamp to hold it tight on my seam here. Have the 6-inch piece we cut, so this flaps onto this and stops. This is solid into here. Okay, following me? This part's gonna be split, so this is where the hinge is going to be. So in order for this to hinge up, we have to relieve and notch this part. Here to here. So we got it notched out on my table saw. So when I cut it here and this goes up, this part should swing perfect in here. But then again, now we need to create the hinge, which I'm gonna do a threaded rod through here and anchoring this threaded rod to this some kind of way. So let me figure out a design off camera and I'm gonna come back and show you what I came up with. So this is going to grab onto this part. Of course, we got to keep that tight so it lines up. We're just going to keep that hinge. We're going to gap the hinge so it can pass. So we're going to gap it about right there. Should be plenty. Okay, put a screw. Wrong drill. Same thing here. That's a wrap. Okay, through a lot of frustration and trouble because things didn't want to go my way. This hole was in the wrong spot to begin with. I drew, like a dumbass, I drilled it in the release section of the base, and I don't know why I done that, but it had nothing to hold on to. I mean, I should have seen that coming, right? So actually, this is drilled in the correct place, and it holds onto into here. So let's put our long rod through it. Yep, and it's a snug fit. That was the whole idea. Okay. Okay. What now? So there's the problem here on this side. This lip is probably 2 blades too big and it's hitting here. Oh Lord, it's kicking my ass, man. My new design. Goes up, but it doesn't finish swinging. Oh. Our notch is too shallow, so we're gonna have to take all this apart and do it again. So let me finalize this off camera. Okay, when I said I was going to fix that middle gate off camera, I didn't mean to get this far off camera. I got kind of carried away. I was focused in without the camera. So sorry folks, I did not show it piece by piece, but right now I'm just going to give you an overall look on what I did and how we got to this finished part here. Before we transition off to what you see now, down in the gap relief that I put, it was too shallow, okay? So I had to take all this apart, the base part apart, unscrew it, and give that notch more clearance. So we're done with that. Now she lifts up perfectly. It even stays up. What? First time building a lift gate, and I did not have no plans and I did not draw this out. I just went off the top of my head and worked with it as I went along. So this big loop here, this 8-foot diameter here, as you can see, it was very flimsy before. So you can come to this thing and shake it while I was in the making of it, and it would shake all over the place. So what I did, I braced it off from there to the leg, and I went ahead and lagged it into the concrete with a 3/8 bolt, concrete bolt. So in other words, I hammer drilled the concrete, tapped it in, and locked it with the nut. So that gives it a sturdiness that we need on this base. Because if this starts flopping around when you lay your track, that track is going to be off, and we do not want that. Same thing here. It's lagged into the concrete. It's plenty enough to hold. I probably don't need that brace over there now, but I'm just going to leave it just for insurance. This one is not braced. And for the last thing to finish it up, you see the 2.5 inch, quarter-inch luan that I put. This serves for two things. Rigidity of the base. Believe it or not, it rigidifies this base because this is plywood here. And it gives it a good finished look. Ain't too bad. So I hope this has helped someone on their lift gates. They're very simple to make, very easy. The only thing you have to do is keep everything clamped in line, especially after you paint it. So once you paint the wood, you better clamp it in place, because if not, you leave it alone, it's going to warp and be all over the place. So I had kept this clamped for about 20 hours. I know we transitioned that far. So guys, that's it on the lift gate. I wish I would have caught a lot more on video, the last part of this. But again, I had to keep my focus in on making this where it was correct. It was worth that to me to get this 100% correct. So I hope you liked the video, and I'm gonna have to mosey on out of here. I'll catch you on the next one.